Before we start contemplating on this matter, let's look into the context first.
இனிமேல் இந்த பையனை பத்தி நான் பேசல அப்ப நான் சத்தியமா சொல்றேன் நான் பைத்தியம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம்
நான் ஸ்கேம் பண்ணல ஃபேமிலிஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு
இன்னைக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு உத்தம மாதிரி ஒரு வீடியோ போட்டிருக்கான். சோ இதை பார்த்தோன்னா எனக்கு வந்து சத்தியமா சொல்றேன் மைண்டே சரியில்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம்.
கொடுவை அன்பு இல்ல ஸ்கேமர் அன்பு அப்படின்னு ஒரு 15 வயசு பையன்
15 வயசு சிறுவன் தமிழ்நாட்டுல இருக்கிற பல்வேறு நபர்களை ஸ்கேம் பண்ணிருக்கிறாரு. என்ன மாதிரிலாம் ஸ்கேம் பண்ணி
தளபதி விஜய் சாரோட பேரை வச்சுக்கிட்டு ஸ்கேம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க ஒரு ஃப்ராட் இன்ஃப்ளூயன்சர்.
So recently I stumbled upon these reels circulating about a little boy named Koduvai Anbu, and I think a lot of you may already know him, and that's why you clicked this video. Anbu is getting called out for scamming, and I'm not using the word allegedly here because there are already so many proofs shared by the people, and even from his side it's been acknowledged, not directly but definitely. So he is getting called out for this by so many content creators, among which I also found a reel posted by a lawyer, or maybe he's a law student. I'm not certain about it. But the net context is that currently a lot of people and content creators are making videos on this kid, and all of them are calling him a scammer, fraudster, and other related terminologies. And it actually broke my heart, because here everybody is calling out a kid ruthlessly without even acknowledging that he is a kid. Why? Because of some greedy, incapable and unworthy humans who somehow gave birth to a little human, and because of some stupid morons who have got the tool in their hands and a place called social media to thrash anyone, believing that they are doing something really noble and intellectual work, but in reality they are just another stupid moron out of those millions out there. So I wanted to ask one question to these people. Don't you have even an ounce of common sense and empathy before thinking of thrashing a little kid? At least look at what you are saying and to whom you are saying. If you really want to call out somebody, then call the person who are behind the cameras and not the kid. And point to be noted, by hearing this, a lot of you would have decided that I'm trying to defend the scam and the kid, but I'm not. I'm not here to defend the scam, but to defend the kid, because as a grown-ass man, it's my common sense which is instigating me to do so. Why? Because if you look at it simply from the lens of developmental psychology, then you would come to know that a child's brain is not fully developed yet, not just psychologically but also physiologically. Yes, you heard it right. Our brain is not completely formed until the mid-20s to early 30s. The cerebrum, which comprises several lobes like the frontal lobe, in which there is this prefrontal cortex and so many other parts, is not fully grown yet. A neuroscientist may be able to elaborate on this even more vividly, which I can't, of course, because I'm not a neuroscientist. But the reason why I'm saying this is so that you understand the gravity of it, the importance, the essence of what I'm trying to put here. A kid's brain in the developmental phase is limited to a great degree. The judgment towards something is very poor. They can't see things from multiple perspectives. They are highly impulsive. They are highly susceptible to being deceived. They are highly susceptible to adopting behaviors from their surroundings, because they are in the learning phase. They are in their growing phase. Now, you may ask me, then how come he is able to speak so many things and even promoting betting apps and conducting scams? Exactly, motherfucker. That's what you should be asking. How come a child is doing all this? You really think a child can do all this without any guidance, support, and persuasion? Well, if you really thought that, yes, a child, a kid who barely would be the age between 13 to 16 can do all this, then I'm sorry to say, but you are fucking blind. Not physically, but mentally actually. Sorry, but that's what it is. You didn't even consider, you didn't even pause and think for a second to ask some commonsensical questions, which are: doesn't he have any parents or guardians? Who is shooting his videos so accurately? Who is planning, writing, creating, editing, and refining his content materials? Who is doing all this? Did you think about questioning it? Some are saying that he scammed the money and invested in the stock market. But you really think that at this age he would get a demat and trading account of his own without a guardian? Fuck demat and trading account. You really think he can have a bank account or even a PAN card of his own without a guardian? Of course not. That kid is definitely getting used. And to make it more precise, I would say he is getting abused and tortured by the people behind the cameras. And I think in this case, the people behind the cameras are most probably his own parents or maybe guardians. And if any of his parents or guardians is watching this, or even if you are a parent who has introduced your child or children to social media and content creation with the motive to earn money and fame, then you listen to me carefully with your ears wide open. You are a useless, unworthy fucking. You don't deserve to have a kid. You don't deserve to have a child. Because you violated the very basic requirements needed to raise a little tiny, puny, beautiful human as its caregiver. You proved yourself unworthy of having a child the moment you thought you could and should use the opportunity to earn via them. As a parent, your job is to provide and protect, to provide the child with love, care, nourishment, and all the resources necessary for the proper development of the child, to provide the child with safety and protect them from all those threats persisting outside. For a child, its parents are their heroes. The child can go to any extent to get the love and approval from its parents. And you, exploiting that innocence, makes you such an unworthy scum that I couldn't even quantify it with words. You don't have an idea to what extent you're causing harm or going to cause harm to your kids by introducing and exposing them to the internet, a place where there exists so much bullshit, hate, frustration, polarization, and whatnot. I'm not saying that the entire internet is bad, but I'm talking about this specific part of the internet, which is social media. And you may disagree with me on this point, saying that no, social media also has a good side, and maybe it has to some extent. But I personally think that a large part of it is just completely utter bullshit. I personally believe that it's not worth the reward if you weigh the overall growth and mental well being of your child in the long run. Even take this incident as example. This kid, this little boy Anbu, is getting called a scammer and fraudster, getting bullied and abused all over his comment section. Can you even gauge the amount of mental distress he might be going through because of this? Just to expand it further, think about if this child is going to school. I wish he is, but I don't think so because there is a high chance that his parents would have stopped his studies because they are already earning enough through their child. And to some extent, it's an easy guess because in India we see education as a medium through which we can earn money and not as a medium through which we can become capable humans. Anyways, for a sake, let's just say that this child is going to school. Then, don't you think this kid might be getting bullied by other kids in the school? Or simply, if he is in a public place and somebody stumbles upon him, somebody who is as stupid as these real creators and those keyboard warriors writing those hateful comments in this kids' comment section, someone as stupid as them somehow stumbles and confronts this kid, then don't you think it might be a traumatizing event for that kid? Now, some will argue that this kid is still posting videos where he looks completely fine. He doesn't look traumatized. Well, again, I'm saying this. For a kid, its parents are its heroes, so they will do anything they ask for. They will do anything because they see them as their safe spot, and it has to be. Parents have to be the safe spot for their children. So, no doubt his parents are making him do that. And just imagine the level of sickness of his parents or guardians that even after all this, they didn't show up to address the matter. At least for the kid, they should have done that, but they didn't. I wish no kid gets a parent or guardian like them. At last, I just want to say it really breaks my heart when a kid gets to suffer because of absolutely terrible parenting. If you are a parent or intending to be one in the future, then please keep one thing in mind. Raising a child is very challenging, demanding, draining, and a responsible job. So, if you are not ready to take the responsibility and the duty to provide this child with love, patience, care, and all those resources necessary for its overall growth and becoming a beautiful, functioning, fine human being, then please don't make babies. If you don't know how to take care of a tiny, puny, cute little human who needs immense care and protection, then please don't make babies. Maybe first you read something about parenting before thinking of having one. And in addition to this, I also want to talk about the scam. I mean, those who got scammed. On that matter, I can think about two probabilities. Either those who got scammed are proper grown as people who are extremely greedy and thought they can make some easy money, or maybe a lot of kids who have phones in their hands and using social media fell for this. In which case, I think we really need to contemplate on the usage of social media by kids and teenagers. Well, we will save it for some other day. Till then, you work on yourself, my brother. You work on becoming the best version of yourself. That should be the main objective of your life, and that's what actually matters the most. I hope you have gained some new perspectives from this video.